Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button for all the updates. So this is the newest episode in my salary cap series here, where I just break down different salary cap lineups, because salary cap's actually my favorite mode to play. I think it's the most competitive. I like that you actually have to, specifically plan your team around a scheme to make it as versatile as it can be, or I guess on the other side, as specific as it can be, maybe you might be going with. Last week, what I was looking at was a 4-6 lineup, which the offense was a little weak on it. So I actually did tweak it afterwards. So I wanted to show you here. On the defense, you can see I really brought them down. Rather than using like Night Train Lane and Blunt on the corners, I went with Chris Harris, and I actually brought a Weddle in, and I was able to upgrade some offense here. I got this Barry Sanders from the Champion Series, and this Moss, and this Chad Johnson, which all these cards are going to add like almost, at least 500,000 to 600,000 to the price. So it's more like 1.6 million now. It was 1.15 last week. So you got to ask yourself if it's worth it that way. I played through a few games, and it was not. Just having the weaker D was such a liability. Even with the better offense, for me, I couldn't get it done. So I didn't like it. I played 3 games, and I lost 2 out of 3 of them. So let's get into my lineup for this week. I decided to go with a different plan. I went with a building around Brady with my QB, and my defense with some secure tacklers, going with like a 4-3 defense that I like to call out of. So let's take a look at this lineup. On offense, like I said, I got Brady, and I lowered my offensive line as well here. You can see I've got some lower guys now. We're talking about, was he like 14 on the cap? 13 on the right guard. My center here, he's 18, a little higher. 15 over here. Look at that name, Xavier Suafilo. What is that? What are those words? Xavier Suafilo. What a cool guy. That's a sweet name. The X-Man there. And then Eric Fisher on the end. He's 19. It's the same left tackle for me, keeping the edge safe. And then I had this John Ross again, T.Y. Hilton, and Tyreek Hill. So 3 fast guys that I like that, even though they don't have the best route running or catching, that speed that they all possess, that if they're hitting those routes, that's how they get the separation. That's why I like those guys. Earl Campbell, I'm not the greatest with trucking backs, but I wanted to try it out. He's got the move the sticks chem, so he works with Brady that way, which I only activated to tier 1, but just getting a little something on it for a few of these guys seemed worth it to me. So they were, versatile that way, and I did pretty good. I did a great job, actually, I think, getting my offense going. And then on defense, I had some more secure tacklers in my lineup this time. I had my outside linebackers both have secure tacklers. Then I had Harrison Smith at my safety, Renfro again, Blunt out there, and Night Train Lane. So I think this, as well with this Jabril Peppers who I was using, so I think this defense, just having these guys helps me stop the run, and then I felt a little more comfortable stopping the pass, I think, as well, just out of the 4-3. I was just rocking those 4 and a 4-3 wide, actually, just going into like cover 4s sometimes, and some weird cover 3s that I'd use, or like David on the outside linebacker on like the strong side, and then just kind of like spotlight the weak side, and just try to hopefully just cover the one side manually and in the middle if I need to. And that was basically my game plan, which worked out, pretty well for me. So I think we should actually take a look at some of this gameplay footage now. So I built out the team. Oh yeah, sorry, this team as well. What was it? The price tag for it when I put the lineup into Muthead was actually cheaper at 1.04 million. So this is like a very affordable salary cap team, even less than the previous team that I did. And like I said, I ran a better offense with this team for sure, and I think I had a stronger defense, to be honest, even though I didn't make it as far as the games last week. So like I said, let's take a look at some of this gameplay footage. So the first game that I got into, you see here, my opponent throws into a guy who's double coverage. I break a tackle, and just got one man to beat. I'm able to stay wide. He gives up this touchdown, and I'm able to go up 7-0 on a pick 6 in this game right away. Love that Bullfrog Stadium. I don't know. I've been so lazy with solos. I should have looked in how to get that. Next possession for him, he throws up another one deep, and I'm able to just click on, get this big pick, breaking so many tackles, and then again, he's just going to give up and completely let me walk in essentially untouched from that one tackle break, and I get that touchdown. So I'm up 14-0 in the first game. I don't even think my offense had been on the field yet so far. Next time he's got the ball, he drives down a little bit of the ways, but I get this big fumble on him, so he's out of field goal range. He's going to quit that game. So this next game against Spastic Eagle, we're coming in late to it. I actually didn't take any highlights at first until late in the game, and I'm up 17-0 at this point already on Spastic Eagle, who's a guy who I match up with a ton. Me and him are like probably the most consistent salary cap players, and we play late, so that's probably why we're meeting up. So I'm going to go up 24-0 on him. I believe I even played him in my first episode. He was one of my opponents, if I'm not mistaken, and then his next possession, he has the ball, tries to run it, and I get a big hit stick fumble, so I'm going to take it back. I'm going to go up 31-0, and that is going to be the big QUIT for him. But then I match up with him again the next game. So he doesn't quit. He's like, no, fine. I went down 31. He either rebuilt his team or refocused. Comes back at me. Goes up 7-0 early. I get the ball here, punts it at me. It's in the second here, and I get some great stick to able to break free. I thought I was gone here against the diving tackle. Last man is if the punter is able to stop me. I don't have to keep it to just a field goal. So he goes up 7-3, and then I get this big bobble pick here. But even though I was getting these turnovers, I was having a hard time scoring. I can see I'm still up only, I have 3 points on the board. Next play, I get a fumble off his little screenplay. Still, I'm only down by 1 point here. We're taking up the game in the fourth quarter. He's got 5 wide, and he just hits this man wide open over the middle. I was doing way too many adjustments, and I blew it for myself, and I left him wide open up the seam. I just didn't have someone in a deep blue over there, so my mistake, and I end up losing that game. We come into this next game, and I throw this fade, and you see I'm able to go up 10-0 in this first one. So we're seeing shades of what happened in that first matchup with him. So far, we're 1-1, and I'm up 10-0. But slowly and surely, he stays with it, and he works it down. But still, I get this big hit stick fumble. This is at the end of the second. I'm going to come back, and I'm not going to be able to move the ball well, so I'm going to get rid of it there. And again, he's able to come back and score on me. And before the end of the half, again, I have to punt it. He's got the ball around the 30, but he whips on the field goal before the end of the half. So I'm able to go up 10-7. But he doesn't quit, and he plays some great D. I'm playing D. We seem to really picked up on each other's tendencies at this point. And so it's 10-10. I've got the ball. In the last couple minutes, I try to playmaker my guy up, and I just totally blew it. I guess I led the pass a little bit too much here, and it's going to put it up to his guy. He's going to break a couple tackles, get the pick six in the last couple minutes, and that's going to be all she wrote for me. Spastic Eagle, after losing 31-0 to me in the first game, beats me in the second game pretty bad. I think it's 17-something in the end, and then ends up winning in like one of the last possessions of the game in the third one. This is a great series between me and Spastic Eagle, and I mean, I felt like my team totally matched up with him much better this build. I felt a little more overwhelmed, I think, last week in my 4-6 when I just couldn't stop the run without the secure tacklers. So I think it's very important to have a bunch of secure tacklers on the field for you if you want to have success. For the next week, I might try to build around a 3-4 team, but please post your selections down below, any suggestions, any requests, what you'd like to see in this salary cap series, and I'm going to go from there. I'm still playing Madden. It's not dead to me. Hit that subscribe button. I've been Time Bomb. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'm mad.